Welcome to a new chapter with Redey Lomar. We are going to step into the Technically encampment to free the slaves and make sure that the wizard who escaped doesn't come back after us to hunt us and end that worry once and for all. Let's see, we need to buff first.
I wrote it like I saw it.
Cup the grass is there. Grease cure light wounds.
Something bothering you?
Bolt's strength. To Valerie isn't especially strong. The other two, Amiri,
Just letting the ink dry.
Force is already strong and can be made be even stronger. Seems a valley down there, and it's going to be this way. As noticing it now, it would mean that it's reasonable to expect that the camp be up. Recongar, free the prisoners. Technique leaks, swordman. Of course he can't. Can Valerie charge? Why nobody can charge? Or ever?
I'm listening.
Can I? No, I cannot do that. Of course I cannot do that.
Don't hesitate.
Why would I be able to do anything?
Let us strike as one!
I will see this through.
Range for you. Straight to text him, so he cannot do that.
Patience.
Can you make an epic pose?
That is.
I need inspiration.
Suddenly that one is awake. Let's get out with bows
Serves you right.
to concentrate fire on that one. Well, nobody is coming from beyond. Let's not tempt more to come. Amiri will have the AI set to her real mentality and Valerie with that. And first two fighters have been dealt with. I will add some AC to Redey. White touch of good, rebuke death. You can touch a living creature as a standard action, healing it for 1d4 points of damage, plus 1 for every 2 levels you possess in the class that gave you access to this domain. You can only use this ability on a creature that is below 0 hit points. And this is the acrobatics mobility. Protection from evil. I'll do that. And Shield of Fight, that Shield of Fight will be kept for later. Stuff that is probably too heavy, so Scroll of Bane, Mage Armor and Reduce Person, that's useful.
Anything else?
Silver Inkwell, Artificial Flower, Shining Cell, all this is just some food stuff and ornaments. 2 more.
Grotus awaits us.
Let's all archers focus on her,
Strike
on the
as
mage.
one. Stand with me.
And now it is time for the charges. Of course, nobody can charge.
Do not falter.
Tear them apart!
Let us not hesitate.
Let's take the chance.
And Lindsay was called
Let's
for.
try to days. Sing. I don't know who died. Someone Wolf Kalana.
Onwards.
Let's see who else. Let's try to and back to melee, and let's see who he can charge this. Not there, not anybody.
Your life ebbs low.
And he'll be the healer closer to the front. Can you charge? No, of course you cannot charge. What happened there beside the archer getting Redey? White. The artificial intelligence is still off.
This won't kill me.
Time to heal her. Why was Tristan not knowing what to do when I had instructed him to do a channel heal? I don't know. Well, regardless, Kalana drops her weapon and raises her hands, which are covered in blood. Mercy, don't kill me. The half-orc bares his fangs. Regongar, that is how you talk now, right? I've wanted to do this for so long. He casts a spell on his outstretched palm, and sparks begin dancing upon it. Octavia, the half-elf, puts her hand on his shoulder. Regongar, come now, let her go. It's one thing to kill her in battle, but executing her unarmed, why spoil the joy of being free? Octavia, are you out of your mind? This filth is from the Technic League. By her own hand she enchained us, and you want to forgive her? Do you think she'll thank you? Ha! She'll just gather another band and try to catch us again. Before deciding her fate, I want to ask some questions. Kalana, I will tell you everything. I know much, you will see. I am more used to you alive than dead. Tell me about the Technic League. It is an ancient alliance of wizards and scholars of the Numerian wastelands and its technologies. We are the mightiest organization in the whole of Numeria. We possess powers that the uninitiated could only dream of, and our agents are everywhere, not just in Numeria. Believe me, these are not people you want as enemies. Valerie, only cowards with no honor consider power a good reason for an alliance, says Valerie. Is it normal for the Technical League to grab random people from the road to enslave them? Kalana shrugs. The Technical League is so strong because it is never ashamed of taking what it needs, whatever the laws might say. We were missing a slave. We underestimated you. That was a mistake. Of course, I apologize. Yeah, sure. You are like those who say hurtful things, then say, I apologize if I offended anybody, which is a fake apology. Either you apologize or not. No conditions, not buts, no ifs. What are you doing in this part of the world? I was sent by Maestro Janus. He is a very important person and a mighty wizard, who taught these two ungrateful slaves everything they know. He will be furious to find out they are free, and will certainly find the one who stole the Technical League's property. Believe me, he does not need me for that. Whether you kill me or not, he'll find you in no time. You say this Magister guy of yours will find us anyway? Then I guess we don't get anything out of sparing you. Galana, you'd best not anger the Maestro. If you kill me, he'll be furious. Oh, I'm so scared. You know, I actually like getting slavers, and other assholes angry with me. Then I get to cut them to pieces. Why did you have these two in chains? Kalana, because we own them. The Technical League spent vast sums of money on these two. We nurtured them, fed and treated them, even taught them magic for many years. They cost us a fortune, and we're not going to just set them free. Whatever your local customs say, we are fully in our rights. You aren't in any right to attack us and try to get any of us just as your slaves. Read these things and would have said. Listen to me, says Kalana. Do not make any hasty decisions. I am an important person in the Technical League. I have connections. You will benefit from such an ally. Tristan, sparing a repentant sinner is a good deed, but I hear no repentance in her words. She seeks impunity, not mercy. And Redey agrees with that. Regonger, you see now what the slime ball says. Step aside, let me fry her. Well, what would Redey do in this situation? In this situation, she would decide that Kalana deserves to be killed. However, what would she do? Would she let Regongar do it and satiate his wish, his desire for revenge? Or would she take revenge herself on the fact that this woman tried to slave her or one of her companions? Would she care that Octavia asked Regongar to not do it and not stop and not spoil the taste of freedom? She is not that considerate of the others, but then she wouldn't be considerate enough to think that she should let Regongar satisfy his need for revenge. And if she's been talking to Kalana Redey would have walked closer to her, so Redey would be well in range to perform the execution herself. Regongar allegedly is going to use magic, and as such, she is also in range for him to do it. But Redey wouldn't decide to kill her just because she pissed her off. She would want to kill Kalana because she tried to take away my freedom or that of one of my companions. She will do the chaotic neutral, but the chaotic neutral from her perspective isn't to kill Kalana herself, but to let Kongar do his will. You want so much to kill him, to kill her, then I'm not going to stop you, even though I would like to kill her myself. The half-orc bares his fangs in a grin of triumph and raises his hand, lightning sparkling. I stab thee with my heart. Well, he wasn't in range. Octavia, I didn't mean to spoil the victory, but on the other hand, she deserved it. Rikonga, ha ha, we're free. I can't believe it. Free as the birds in the sky. Phew, ha 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 ha. Recongar holds Octavia tight, and she laughs lightly and kisses him on the lips. Octavia, thank you. You have no idea of how long we've tried to escape the Technic League. This is a miracle. Who are you? I am Regongar, and this is Octavia. The rotten Numerian held us as slaves. But we are not mere scavengers. You see the crowd they had guarding us? It's because we use magic, and I'm not bad with the blade, if it comes to that. Regongar is a magus. They are right. We could use them on our team. What is the Technic League? A huge eating spider catching all of Numeria in its webs. They are a secret society of arcane spellcasters who study ancient technology. They have eyes and ears throughout this land and abroad. It is said they even have Keboth Cool in their pocket, the very sovereign of Numeria. They also control all the slave trade in the country. I've seen many a young treasure hunter's adventurers end at the slave market. Ah, may the Technic League rot in Abaddon. There is nothing worse than a nation in which a secret criminal organization has consolidated power. Even an openly cruel tyrant is better than the infection that festers in Numeria. How did you get captured by Kalana? I've lost count of how many times we've tried to escape. I can't name all the things we have tried, but we work out every time, and then they just take us somewhere else. I don't know who would want to buy us, but imagine how happy we were when we learned they were taking us to the river kingdoms, where slavery is forbidden. Regongar, indeed, we tried so many times to escape, yet in the end the Technic League itself brought us to the free lands, under heavy guard, I grant you. If it wasn't for you, who knows where it would go next. Well, Redey could say you're good fighters, want to join my group. However, she hasn't freed them before finishing the fight, so she doesn't know whether they are good in a fight or not. But she would be interested in more help. There's something we have to discuss. Got all extra imposts, you'll be safe there. I'll return there soon. Which is well said too. We will be waiting for you. But be careful you're not followed. The Technic League has eyes everywhere.
Forwards.
on to looting the place.
Applause, please.
Random stuff that is food stuff. Scroll of color spray. A wand of expeditious retreat. This looks like a blind crossbow. A magic helmet. Scroll of small monster. Scroll of magic missile. And that is everything. But if we are going to go back soon,
May we have a moment of respite?
wow, that's way too much. Wait. We can drop one of these. And one of these. And that's all that we will be dropping. Magic armor. Shadows of Absalom by Pax Grumetre. One quant peeped through a slit in the window shutter. The visitor was staggering at the porch. One had promised himself many centuries ago that he'd never have to deal with the halflings again, after the case of the clockwork head. Even the bleaching is better than some adventures. However, there was something disturbing in the visitor's appearance. Something was wrong. What do you say, Kexi? His assistant sat at the next window with yarn and knitting needles in her hands. Look at his clothes. They're second-hand. He's a hobo. He is, but you're not quite all right. Look at his feet. Kexi looked, trying to make out at least something in fine light of the lantern above the door. Are those? He was shackled? Rather than answering, the gnome stepped toward the door. We shall need a doctor. As if to prove his words, the guest faltered and collapsed into the knees and fell headfirst into the doorstep. More slaves, but they don't provide anything else. Freedom. And there is something more that has not been looted. Chocolate, that's all. Let's circle around to make sure there is nobody
Share your trouble.
that followed.
Yes, I'm still here.
Confide in me.
Oh no. Yeah, they definitely changed the pacing of walk. If there's nothing of note anywhere near, the speed is so much higher than before. We're rested within the map. Make sure everything is fine. Yes, it's the same, and rest.
Looks
Time
like
passed.
Torticio wasn't here for the Stag Lord. I don't know what he's up to, but I know what I'll do when I catch that snotty little saucebox.
It's curious that he wasn't concerned about the bandits and their chief. Something's wrong here.
He must not be interested in him after all. But what is he interested in? 16 hours, that's a lot of time. Game out saved. We won't pick anything else. I guess the conversation to recruit both Recongar and Octavia is going to be quite long, so perhaps we will go to the Oleg trading post and call it a day. Cancel, because we have some steps in the way that if we leave the game do automatically, it will take us so long to finish this
Resting would
trip.
be nice, don't you think?
Your characters are fatigued. Ancient tomb, we're not stopping here.
A rest would be welcome.
Let's try to follow and reach Oleg's trading post. An exhausted character moves at half speed, cannot charge as usual, and takes a -6 penalty to strength and dexterity. After a complete rest, exhausted characters are no longer exhausted. Would you like to begin resting? Those penalties are way too much, but I think I will risk it. Because that's as bad as if we are ambushed during sleep. Even getting ambushed during sleep will be worse. Because then the fatigue, the exhaustion will not have been out, finished by the time the attack happens. And we will have the combat with the full penalties. We have the conversation right away. With a delighted smile, Octavian hails the smell coming from the Oleg's trading post. Fresh bread! I can't believe it. All this time that we sat in cages and crawled in the mud, there were places in the world where they were baking fresh bread. And here we are. I bet they have clean seats, and maybe we can even have a bath, take a bath, ha ha ha, a girl can dream. Get some rest, you deserve it. You can be sure of that. I've got years of rest to catch up on, and I'll be stuffing my face until I turn into bowl. You do so much for us. Is it all because you are kind? Or maybe the half-elf smiles flirtatiously. Maybe it is because you've been charmed by my beauty. And Redey will be in good spirits, and so will jokingly say, exactly, I would have never found Technical League's encampment if your beauty hadn't become me. Octavia laughs out loud. For a moment, something more than just friendliness flashes across her eyes. Oh, you are so sweet. Wait, what? She says, Redey, alright, enough talk. Fresh bread and clean seats await. Well, good night, good rest. Oh, well. Yeah, even when there's exhaustion, speed of run is huge. Listen, well, since you dispatched bandits with such skill, maybe you can help us with another problem, says Oleg Leviton. There's a feral swine living here in the woods, not a normal white pig. We're talking about a vicious boar, as big as a bear and as wicked as a devil. The locals call him Tuskgutter. Many hunters have lost life and limb to him. Feckle Vincent found his lair. Feckle Vincent found his lair and went to kill the beast, but came back with one leg. He put a bounty on the boar's head, but it looks like there aren't any heroes around here bold enough to climb it. Maybe you will rid us of this monster. I'm merely Vincent. Hey, we're better than the local Aussies, right? Wanna bet I can chop off this Tuskgutter's snout with a simple swing? Come on, let's find out. Alright, let's go kill this Tuskgutter. After all, it seems he's dangerous as well. Amir gives you a wide grin and slaps your shoulder. Right, that's the way, I like it. Let's do it. And with that, there will be a rest, and this is the end of the chapter. Thanks for watching to anyone who has watched up to this point, and goodbye.